Welcome back. It's the time of the year when Mexico celebrates a yearly tradition called the Day of the Dead. And here to tell us about it and share some crafts with us is our craft expert, Jennifer Ackerman Haywood from the Grand Rapids Press and CraftSanity.com. First off, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
You can't see her tights and her whole getup that she's wearing, but she's very decked out.
Yeah, I'm headed to my children's their Halloween party.
Dude, I love it.
I had to wear my striped tights for this.
Cool. So what are we doing today?
Today we're going to do some Day of the Dead crafts. November 1st and 2nd is Day of the Dead. I mentioned this last week, the Mexican tradition where they will honor their dead and kind of do tributes, build altars, and make it into a celebratory, experience, remembering the people they've lost.
Okay.
And one of the things they do is they'll make, these are called sugar skulls for the kids. And this is my first attempt at it. And it's kind of like building, you have to you take a cup of sugar and then 1 teaspoon of this meringue powder.
Okay.
And if you try to substitute something else for meringue powder, don't do it because it just won't work.
Meringue powder.
Powder, yeah, it's just meringue powder.
Okay.
And it's, you can find it at the craft store.
Okay.
So it's readily available. So you just mix this up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add some water to it. And then just to move things along, see how this has the consistency of like sand?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is kind of like a
crystallized.
sand castle. And then what you do is I just took a candy mold, just a plain candy mold.
Okay.
You can order really nice sugar skull molds online, but I didn't have time to do that. I had to, and I always like to shop local whenever possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just fill this in. And then what you're going to do is just dump them out. You let it kind of set up a little bit in there. And then you're left with, you punch it out, and you have this thing that looks like it could be like just a, it's not really
So you're
defined.
packing this in
You're just
here.
packing it in,
Okay.
and they're 2 pieces. Okay, so there's going to be the front and back of the skull, and then I just wet it and stick them together,
Okay.
and then you're left with this.
So that happens pretty quick.
It happens pretty quick.
Okay.
Let them sit overnight before you start to decorate. And then you can use any of this stuff from the craft store, cake decorating supplies. You can use sequins. Now, if you're gonna eat these, and you can eat them, you do not want to put sequins or glue, of course.
Right.
And then what you can do is kind of define this a little bit by putting some, putting
little eyes.
You can put sequins on. And I think I need to warm this up a little bit so it comes out better. But you can glue sequins, you can do all kinds of things, and then just put them out as a decoration, or eat them if you choose.
That would be quite a sugar rush if you pop one of those. Whew.
Yeah, I did not pop one of those. So
parents, caution if you let your kids eat those.
Yeah, I went to the dentist yesterday, and it just didn't seem right to eat a sugar skull when I got home. Okay, we're gonna move on to, these are if you want to pick up the string over there, this is a paper banner, and they hang these up. Hang these up in the streets and just to kind of decorate, and they decorate the altars with these. And this is also part of the Day of the Dead tradition. And the idea is that you have kind of happy-looking skulls. They're not supposed to be like menacing or anything. I'm not an artist when it comes to drawing and so forth, but I was able to draw this, so
I'm impressed.
Anybody can do it. But if you don't want to draw it yourself, you can go, and I just grabbed one of these from the craft store. They have all these Halloween supplies. Just trace that on here, and I'll tip this one up.
Okay.
You can just trace it, and then I made a little grid pattern just using one of my quilting rulers, this clear ruler here. Made a little grid pattern. They have these nifty little craft knives now that are easier to hold in your hand.
Okay.
And you just cut out, because basically you want to have, this is defined by taking away paper, so you're doing like a paper cut. And this one I already cut out here, the nose. And so you're cutting through several layers of tissue paper at the same time. Kind of skipped over telling people that.
This
is regular tissue paper from just any store that sells wrapping supplies.
Okay.
And so you're cutting through several layers. You always want to have a regular piece of paper on the top as your grid. So make a photocopy if you're going to do several of these, because you always want to start with a.
Now, we don't have a whole bunch of much time left, but I want to be sure that we get to your column this weekend.
This weekend I'm writing about Susan B. Anderson, and she's a pretty up-and-coming knitter. Well, she's actually pretty established. She has 3 books out. She's been to Grand Rapids 3 times for her book tour. This is her 3rd visit, and she writes books about, they're over on the end here.
Okay.
Her latest book is Itty Bitty Toys, and she's done nursery books, hat books for kids. Really great knitter, really fun person. So she's going to be at Schuler Books, and she's going to be there November 7th at 11 a.m. So people can go and meet her.
Great. Now, I know we didn't get to finish this, but we'll put all the directions online.
Yeah,
so
I'll have stuff at CraftSanity so people can figure out how to do
Jennifer,
this.
happy Halloween. Thanks so much for being here. You can find more information on our website at wzzm13.com. Just go ahead and click on those Take 5 links. Now, when we come back, we'll tell you about the Scarefest 2009. Stick around.